welcome to another Stashbusting Saturday. My name's Dawn, I'm the Reclusive Crafter. Today I am going to be using up a little bit more of my stash. It's obviously Stashbusting Saturday. I have got a couple of these that I've printed off for the steampunk journal I'm currently working on, and these are two of the pages from the digital kit from the Scrimping Mummy collection. If you haven't already been along to her Ko-fi site, do take a look. She's got loads on YouTube to give you ideas as to what to do with her digitals, and this is where I picked up this particular digital kit from. What I have also done with this kit, for those of you that haven't seen any of the videos previously, I have also done some little mini pages, and all I did for those was printed 16 pages to a sheet effectively, which gave me these nice little mini ones, which I'm currently working through using them at the moment so that they don't go to waste. I did only actually want one of each, but being as though to get that I had to do 16 of each, I don't want to waste them, so I'm trying to make use of them as part of my stash. So that's what we're doing today. I'm making use of some more of those. What I'd like to do is use these for some inserts in the journal. These aren't going to be pockets, these are going to be inserts, and I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with them. So I just want to, before I make a start, I just need to trim them up because they've literally hot off the press. I've only just printed them, so I will just trim them up so that we can make use of them. How are we all doing today, guys? It's Saturday. Have you got any amazing plans for today? Or like me, are you just going to be crafting, minding your own business and just doing what you enjoy doing? Which is lovely, isn't it? It's nice to be able to get some time out to just do what you enjoy, which is just lovely. I'm only going to be using one of each of these today, and I don't know exactly what I'm going to be doing. Now, I did print on the other side. I have used one of Scrimping Mummy's other collections, and I wish I could tell you which this one came from actually. I will put it in the description, but I think it's part of one of her mega bundles that you get a lot of other little bits of ephemera in. That's actually not been printed the right way around. It should be that way round, but it doesn't make any odds because all this is going to be is like a little folder journal card. So, and it's going to be embellished in the middle. Anyway, that's my plan. So I've got that one. I shall trim this one off because I want two, because obviously I'm doing two signatures, so I need one for each signature. And if my plan works, this will be the insert for one of the pockets I've already done, hopefully. Or we shall see how it goes. There we go. I want that one as well, don't I? Go. Oh, come off. Can't get it. There we go. And I will trim this one off as well. And again, all I've done to get this size is just printed two to a page, rather than print the whole thing as a separate page. So I've got two there. Those are the actual pages. All I've done is ask the printer to do two to a page, and it's given me that size. So that's what we've done to achieve that. And I am going to remember today to do me inking, because I do have a tendency to forget, but I don't want to forget because it does make a difference, especially when you're doing grungy stuff. It does make a big difference. So now then, Now then, 1 second, because what I want to do is those corners. I want to put a pretty corner on these, so rather than ink them and then do them and then have to ink them again, I'll do the corners first. And then I won't have to go back and redo it, will I? And I turned this upside down to use it, because sometimes if you don't anchor them into the corner bit right and it doesn't cut right the first time, it's very difficult to try and rectify it after the event. So that's my reason for turning that upside down. Now I'm covered in little bits, let's pop those in there. And now I shall carry on with my inking. There we go. Let me get my corners done. So the journal is coming along. I will share with you in a moment the ones that I did yesterday. I was doing the belly bands yesterday, and I only got time to actually complete the one because it was Quickfire Friday. I only had time to complete the one, so I did the other one off camera, and I have put them in the journal. So I will show you those in a moment so that you can see how they turned out. I'm actually quite pleased with them. I think they're very in keeping, and they are very nice actually. I'm really pleased with them. And I managed to use some of the mini pages as well, which was good. So I'm not in any hurry to get this journal finished. There are probably going to be quite a few videos for it. So hopefully you'll join me for them so that you can see how it progresses along the way. But I will be doing a full walkthrough of the journal. If you don't want to sit through all the makings of it. Right, I think that's enough ink on that one. I just want to go around the inside of this one. Just give it a little bit of a grunge up. These little moths are just lovely, aren't they? Just thought that'd make a nice little bit of backing paper. The idea is that the internal bit of this, I think, is going to be used for journaling space. I haven't quite made up my mind with it yet, but I'm sure we will. So what I want to do now, clean off my rubbish. There we go. I'm going to fold these over and just crease them down. I want to make sure that I get them roughly about the same. There we go. I'm going to burnish that down to give me a nice crease. And now those are going to be little tucks into the pockets, and I'm pausing because I'm just wondering if I want to do those edges as well. Nope, I'm not going to. I'm going to leave it like that. There we go, decision made. Ha, shocker. And then this one. And then this was the second one I chose, which I love as well. I think it's beautiful. So that's those two. Now, I was wondering about using these as little old pockets in here, and then using the other tags, and they will fit, which is marvellous. So that's what we'll do. I think, let's have a look, see what I can find. There are quite a lot of tags that you get with the kit, but in true Dawn style, I printed off double of everything. because I'm really good at doing things like that. Let me just pull all these out for a second, because I want to have a look and see what I want to do. So I want her and him, I think. Her and him in there. And I'd like the corresponding... Oh, he's nice, actually. I love him. He's nice. I was wondering, using the corresponding tags. That's fab, isn't it? I like that. Yep, that's what we're going to do with that. And then in this one, I will do the other two little ones that haven't been used, which is that one and that one. And again, if I've got the, yep, so that's the corresponding tag with that one. And have I got a corresponding one of those? I don't know that I've seen a corresponding one. Oh yes, ta-da! Marveloso. Right then, so that's what we're going to do with those. So let's get those done, and then that's another 4 of these used, which is fab, isn't it? I'm going to trim off my little whitey bits where my trimmer's missed them a bit. Doesn't matter too much if there's a tiny little bit of white, because I can cover that up with the ink, which I will do. So that's those two trimmed. Get all out of the way. Just trim this one up. I'm absolutely loving doing this journal, but yeah, trying to think of things to do for the embellishments is entertaining, to say the least. Right, and now I just want to put tiny little thumb notch in those. Let me just find just want to put a little thumb notch in those. So I'm going to do 2 together so that they're in the same place. Think about there. Oh, crikey. So that's those 2. I'm not quite sure where that all pinged off to, but let's get that one out of the way because I can see that one. And then I'm going to thumb notch these 2 as well. There, I reckon. I really do need to invest in some decent hole punches. Right, so that's those 2. So I'll pop those up there for now. And we will get these inked up and stuck down. Don't know why I've left her there, because I don't need her, do I? If I don't take her off the desk, I'll end up using the wrong thing. Give this a lovely ink up. One. So, what's been happening? I've got my granddaughter coming on, well, I say she's coming, she's not actually, I'm just chaperoning her to a sewing class that she's got. She's got quite heavily into sewing at the moment. She's, oh God, I want to say she's 11 actually, but I think she's 12. And she got her own sewing machine for Christmas and is very heavily into sewing at the moment, so she's actually learning how to do it properly by attending classes outside of school time. So I don't know how many classes she's already had, but I was asked if, because she's obviously on school holidays next week, if I would be able to take her to her next class, which of course I wouldn't say no. So that's what I'm doing on Tuesday, and then I think she's back again Saturday night, but I'm not 100% sure, to be fair. No doubt I'll find out closer. Oh, that's come off again. Why does that keep happening? Come off closer to the time. Let's get all this gunk off of here. Right, and it's going to ooze out again, isn't it? See if I can squash that on there. Okay, all right then. Let's glue these down. Just going to put a thin bead of glue just around the outer edge. And then I want to give a little bit of border at the bottom, and I don't want to go too far into the centre. I think there should be okay. I'm going to leave that to dry for a minute. I don't want to put the oh, rats, I've just put that on the wrong bloomin' page. Let me see if I can get that up before it sticks down. Wasn't thinking. Busy banging my gums as usual. Never mind, no damage done. Alright, let's try that one again. I want this one on this side. So we're going to pop that one about there. There we are. That's better. Now we're going to put this one on this side. And that little mark that's been left by the glue will get covered up by this one. So no damage done. Yay. Just as well. I don't think I've ever done a video yet where something hasn't gone wrong. Okay, I want that one about there. Okay. And then I can actually, oh, there we go. Okay. That's that one in. Nice. And now these will slip into there, like so. And then that will go into the pocket. Open it up and you've got those. And I'm going to put in some little eyelets as well. I shall do that momentarily. So let me pop that one up there for now. Right, let's get these two round the right way this time. I have inked them, yes. There we go. Going to pop that one about there. And then this one. And honestly, these little embellishments that I'm doing, if you've not done a lot of journaling or you're relatively new to journaling, honestly, these could not be simpler. There is nothing complicated about them at all. Stick that one on there. So while those are drying, I'm going to pop in my little, what are they called? Eyelets. That's what they're called. So I'm going to get my eyelets out. And I'm hoping they'll go right, because if you've seen a video of mine recently, you'll know that they always get messed up. So, but we shall see how it goes. 1, 2, 3 and 4. That's those. Pop them down there. Get me little crocodilius. The big one. 1, 2. Those little white bits around the hole, they'll be covered up with the eyelets, so I'm not worried about that at all. 3 and last one, 4. Okay. Oh, let me just pop my pin in my glue, stop that drying out. And now those little copper eyelets are beautiful, aren't they? Really lovely colour. It goes up that way. Honestly, I am so cat-handed. Right then, drum roll. Yay, it's worked. I think I must have had it on there the wrong way round the other day when I did it. Pretty sure that must be what happened. Never mind, eh? Right then, that goes on there, that goes on there, and oh, it's got locked in place. There we go. Yep, good. Good, 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 good. Doing grand. Yep, indeedy. Oh, I think I finally got the knack of it. Go. I think I might have the knack. Would you? If I did it up. That way and that way, because then that wouldn't on there. That might make it easier, mightn't it? Let's try that. Oh, perfect. Maybe I was a bit overzealous with that one. I nearly pushed it through the paper. There we go. Okay. That's those done. And I have also got in my stash some of this, which I think is very lovely. I thought I would use some of this for the tabby bits. So I'm going to cut off some lengths of that. I don't want it too long, really. I'm just hoping that's going to be long enough now. 2, 3. I mean, it's just a perfect colour, isn't it? 4. Get that out of the way. Right then. And now I'll try and poke these through here. Poke them up through there. There we go. That's that one. Okay. Points make prizes. What haven't I done? Oh, one of these days I will shock myself and do everything without even thinking about it. Let me just ink round these. Now then, these are not, I haven't done a background on these because I did want them for journaling. but I think I will just do a little bit of stenciling maybe on them. I'm just going to get that down ready. I think I will do some stenciling on them just to give them a little bit of added something, just to give them some interest. Not that they're not interesting, because that would be rude to say, but yeah, just to give the back some interest where it's plain. I've got my stencil to hand. So I will do that in a moment. These ladies are very pretty, aren't they? There we go. Okay, that's those bits done. Do you know, when I finished crafting in here, my floor is always such a mess. Right, let me bring this in so that I can just do a tad of stenciling. I'm not going to use the dark colour for the stenciling. I thought I would just use a little bit of the vintage photo for this. And where's my stencil? Here she is. Little old stencil. And then just going to very lightly just go over, just sort of, I don't, right, hopefully you can see that, but just that there's just an image there without being too much. So that's that one done. I don't want them to all be the same, so I'm going to turn the stencil. And again, just a faint image on the back there, just to say that, you know, that there's a design there. There we go, that's that one done. And then I'll just do the final one. I think we'll have that there. Okay, I'm going to go a little bit heavier handed with this one, see how it goes. There we go. So that's those done, just very lightly, not too much, but just to take off the blank spacing. Again, just to give it another added dimension of interest, really. Let me just pull my sleeve up because it's getting on my nerves. Right then, now we can thread these in. That's that one. There we go. Okay, so she goes in there. And then we've got a little bit of interest hanging out the top. And where's the young man? Young man. There we go. Now I put this one in here. I have no idea where this wool came from. It's not one I've ever used, but it was in my stash, so I've obviously picked it up from somewhere along the way, as you do. There we go, that's that one. Pop him in there. Lovely jubbly. There we go, we just got a little bit of interest in the top there. I just want to cut that down a little bit actually. Just don't want that quite so long. And then it's very fluffy. We're going to go in with this one. Oh, missed completely there. Let me try that one again. I don't know what I did there, apart from miss. Try that again. It's all a bit of fluffiness, isn't it? Right, let's try getting that through there again. Oh, I can't see what's what. There we go. I think I'm there. Yeah, there we go. Jolly good. Okay, that's that one. I'll pop him in there. He can go in there. I'll trim those down in just a minute. I think they might be a little bit too long. And then we're going to pop this one in here. I'll pull that up through there. That's it. Gotcha. Gotcha. Lovely. Okay, pop that one in there. I'll close that up and just trim it down just a tad on this one. There we go. Okay, get that fluff out of the way. I'm absolutely covered in fluff now. So that's those two. So like I say, they're just going to be some little journaling spaces. I think what I'd like to do as well is just embellish. I think I'm going to embellish the front a little bit. That's the back of that one, just in case you were wondering. And then that's the back of that one. So yeah, I think I'd like to do a little bit of embellishing. So I'm gonna, where's my, I've got some protective, there it is. Right. Now then, I only want to do it on the front. I don't want to do it all over. I want some, don't want that. Here we go. This is what we want. I'm just going to do a little bit of modelling paste and my stencil. I don't mind that the ink's on it because if it colours it, then that will be quite nice actually. And I'm just going to come down here, I think, just with a little bit of modelling paste. If I can get into it. It's been a while since I've used this. I don't know if I can get into it, to be perfectly honest. Yep. There we go. Whew, that was hard work. Right then. This will just need a little while to dry as well. Okay, I want to come down here. Yeah, it has started colouring it, which is lovely. So that'll give a nice effect. How's that? Oh, perfect. Look at that. Now then, I'm going to just wipe off that little bit of edge piece. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing. Just need to... Okay. So I've just ended up, I don't know if you can see that, just with the tiniest little bit of raised embellishment in there, which I think looks lovely. So I'm just going to pop that to one side to dry. And I'm going to do something with the other one as well. Just wipe that off. Wipe that off. Well, it's cleaned my stencil if it's done nothing else. There we go. Oh, nice, pretty. Okay, and then this one, let me just turn that over because I don't want that getting onto bits that it shouldn't get onto. And then this one, I would like to I think I'm going to come down this side on this one. And we're going to come across there. Oh, maybe not as much as that. Here we go. And lift. Perfect. That's lovely. Very pleased with that. I'll just wipe that bits off that I don't want. There we go. Can we see? So with there still being the ink on the stencil, the ink has merged into the modelling paste, and it's given a lovely kind of tea-dyed stained, but it's a raised, I don't know if you can see that, but it is a raised section there, just down there, and I think that's beautiful. Absolutely love that. So I need those to dry. I'll use too much there. I've probably wasted a bit of that I didn't need to, but never mind. All in the need of creation. Let me just throw that bit away, and I'm just going to get a clean bit of tissue. Okay. I'm just going to pop that over there while that dries. They don't take very long to dry because you're only using a very thin layer of modelling paste. They really don't take long to dry at all. So by the time I have shown you the bits that I've done, and the belly bands that I did yesterday, they should be about dry, I would hope. Just pop those bits away. Okay, so very happy with that. Now then, while we're waiting on that to dry, I'm just going to wipe that. Never leave these tools when you've used modelling paste without cleaning them, because trying to get them clean after the event is almost an impossibility. So do try, if you can, to clean up as you go along when you're using modelling paste. I'm just going to pop a little bit of water on there. Just give that a wipe. There we go. Lovely. So that's now clean and ready for using some other time. I'll pop my lid on that. Okay, so quick recap on what we've been up to then. I've not done a busting lot yet, but we've done this pocket here, which you may recall, and these are the pockets that I want these journal cards for. Excuse me, got indigestion. Yeah, these are the pockets that I want those journal cards for. But not only are there's those journal cards, obviously there's the little mini pages that we tucked in as well. So this page, although you can't journal on the page itself, there's going to be lots of journaling space for you to be able to do that if you choose to. So that's that one. And then this was one of the belly bands that I did yesterday, which I've put on that page there, which I think looks lovely. I'm very pleased with that. In fact, I'm very pleased with both of them, to be honest with you. So that's lovely. So that one's done. And then the other one is this one, which is the collage pocket. Oh, in actual fact, those could either go in that one or the other one, actually. I might look and see which my preference is. So that's that signature. That's all I've done so far in that signature. And then in this one, similar, but not the same. So that's the belly band that I've done in this one. So as you, let me show you them both together and you can see the difference then. So if I show you them together, look. So different, but very similar, these are the same. So I'm very pleased with those, actually. I really like the way they've come out. They're lovely. So that's those ones. And then we've got We've got the collage pocket there with the gentleman on, with his little watch. Love his little watch. And then the other one that we did is this pocket. So there's also that pocket there as well that we've done. So those are the 3 that I've done up till now. Once those little journal cards, let me see how they're getting on. Yeah, it's still a little bit damp at the moment. I'm not going to bother putting the hairdryer on them, but you get the gist. So those are going to go in. Yeah, you see, I think that will look nice in there. I think it's about the right sort of size. But having said that, no, actually I do. I think I prefer them in that one. So that's the pocket that those are going to go in. Like I say, I'm not going to put them in there just yet because they are still a little bit damp, and I don't want to smudge it all by shoving it in there now because I'm too excited. So that's that one. So that's lovely. Okay, so that's those done. I'm just going to pop that back on my windowsill to let that dry. And I think that's about it for today. I'm going to make it a relatively shorter video than normal, because there's only so many things you can watch in one go without needing a break. We've still got quite a number of these to use, these cards. I think we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's still about 10. There's 10 of one type, and I think there's slightly less of these ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, so basically I've used 6 and 7, no, sorry, 5 and 6 of these cards so far, which I don't think is too bad actually. And like I say, I don't want the journal to be all samey, but if I can come up with some more ideas, I do want to do some paper clips, but I need to work out how I'm going to do that. You may recall, if you followed any of Amanda from Scrimping Mummy, she does these beautiful hidden paper clips. Now I'm just wondering if I can potentially make a paper clip to go that way round as opposed to that way round. So that's going to be, I think, my next task. I'd like a couple of paper clips, but I also need to do some more pockets and stuff as well. So yeah, there's still quite a bit to do, but slowly catch a monkey, as the saying goes. I'm going to go now. Have a lovely weekend. Hope you have a really nice relaxing weekend. Thank you so much again for all of your comments and support. And if you haven't already subscribed, I'd love to have you. And I will see you all for Mishmash Monday. So have a lovely weekend, everybody, and I'll see you all soon. Bye.